Want to try? Take two. Let's see if this works. I don't know. Yeah, this is tragic. Said these vertical live streams don't like me. I'm going to try. Yep. Keep sewing. Oh. All right. Trying again here. Mm-hmm. Two. See if this works. All right now. Mm-hmm. Okay. Hello, welcome in. We're going to try this again. So I'm making the cow. Making sure this lines up. Yep. Sorry about my hand in the way there. But gotta make sure everything lines up. Figure a couple minutes. Okay. Thank you for the thumbs up. Yep. Also, come back and check out the channel if you're new. And I can't see the chat just yet, so I apologize. But I'm not ignoring. But I'm just gonna do this from the inside here. Now, normally, yeah, it's better to sew this from the inside. That way, you don't get so you don't get a big line. But you know, this is white on white. It's really, you're not gonna see much. Yes, I'm just connecting the two sides here. All right. Yes. Oh, 4T. Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, I don't know why this. It's weird because everything's chill. Like, and it's funny, and the live's going, but I can't tell. Yes. But thanks for coming back. All right, so I sewed one leg on. There's the back. I'm going to save this long cord here. Then I got to do this little side piece here. And then I've got pretty much the bottom done on the cow. Yep. So how are you doing today? And I meant to ask you how the celebration went. So did you have a good break fast the other day? I meant to ask you. Ay, ay, ay. But hopefully everything went well. That's good. Yeah, those, I'm going to pull this back just for a second. Let's see, make sure this connects appropriately. Yep. And this is part of like putting this stuff together. You just got to make sure that everything looks good. Let's see, actually I should probably take it from that direction over. Let's see. I'm going to, yeah, let me get another piece of yarn there. I don't want to jump over that piece. But this is all like the art of putting stuff together. You got to play with it. And I'm going to do a little knot there. But I'm going to put him together. Shouldn't take me too long. But I figure I'll show you just a little process. But I sewed two of his legs on earlier. And hopefully, yep. So now I'm just taking a yarn needle and just sewing the legs on. So there's his legs. And if you have really brightly colored yarn, you want to do this, you know, from the... If you do it from the back side, all the little tails would be in the back. And it looks nice. Looks nicer. But, you know, but this is white on white. I don't think you can even see the difference. But you try to go from one side to the other to line it up nicely. And that's what you do. And hopefully it looks good. But I stuffed this already. It's got a little stuffing in there. And hopefully that looks good. Yep, looking good. And it's almost seamless. Almost seamless. Let me see how that looks. I think that looks pretty good. Yep, I can pull that a little tighter. There we go. Yep. And if you pull it reasonably tightly, it'll look good. Let me see how this looks here. But you see how that seam is pretty nice. You don't really see it. Yep. Pull that tighter there. And then a little bit more there. I think that should do it. And you put a knot in just to end it. Pull it nice and tight, and then it won't come loose. But anyway, but you see that's a pretty decent seam. Yep. All right now. All right, so I'll show you once again from the front. So this is the back. That's kind of his back end. And this is the front. Yep, so it's a cow. Holstein. And then you just continue going through. But you cut all these loose ends and stuff just to get rid of them. But I've pulled them through. And I'll just keep this extra string just in case, because you never know. Sometimes you might need a little more. Let's see what's next here. Okay. So this is starting at the top of his head. It's going to be behind him. But there it is. Let me pull this back a little bit. There we go. So I'm just going to start from the top. So I have a real long string here. And I'll just start from the top and just sew it all the way around. And then that should be good. And let's see what we got here. Gonna thread the needle. Keep going. But thanks for coming back. Hopefully the internet's good. We got the hashtag VOM. Thank you. I saw Susan E. Good to see you. It's hard to read the chat because my phone's kind of in the way. My phone holder. 4 T's here I see. Thank you so much. And yeah, just a few minutes of crafting. And like I said, I like these old, I call them old lady patterns. These are from the these are from these old crochet books. And I like the fact that people are so creative. You know, they just sort of try new things and then they go from there. So it's good. Yep. But I'm just going to start up here. And I'm just connecting all of this here. Try to make it look good as you can, you know. So this hand sewing, I'm better at hand sewing than I am with a sewing machine. Yep. I'm using a really long string here, which probably isn't the best, but there it is. But you just pull it nice and tight, and then I'm going to stuff it as I go. I'm going to put a little stuffing in him, or her, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's him. Because this doesn't have any udders, I don't think. Yep. So, Susan, what are you up to today? You're up early. You said you normally aren't up early, so that's good. Gonna start that day, get it going? Yes. But I'm gonna try to get some... I'm trying to get a little bit of veggies today. I have no veggies right now. Like, I think I want a little bit of cabbage and or broccoli. And that's really what I've been kind of looking for today. So we'll probably go to the farmer's market. And we'll go from there. All right. So that's the top sewn in. I'm going to put a little stuffing in his body. I'm probably going to put it around the belly, which is right around here. A little bit of in the belly. Actually, I'm going to pull this apart. So this is actually, will the cow have cotton-filled tummy? Yes, he will. Yeah, and this is from a pillow. We had these pillows, and I'm always washing the pillows. So all this stuff is so clean in here. Like, I wash my pillows so regularly, it's funny. But after a while, they get real beat up. And they get so, oh man, they get really beat up. But so we'll see. I'll save put a little more in the belly. Just to give him some, or her. I don't know if it's him or her. Yeah. All right, I think that's all I'm going to do. Now, I can make it fatter, but I'm going to leave it kind of like that. And I'll show you what it looks like from the front. See, it's got a little more poofy. Yeah. So that's looking good. All right, so I got to put the other 2 legs on here. But I'm just going to sew it down to where the leg is here. And then but that just gives you, this is a little bit showing you the process. And these are the other two legs. And it's just a square or a rectangle. And that's it. Yeah, so this was a really easy thing to make. Like, I can't give you the pattern, but you can sort of see how it's assembled. Because this is, yeah, it's not my pattern. I wish it were. But I'm not that creative. You know, I don't really write patterns per se. And but these are really cool from these old magazines. But yeah, I forgot to pull a knot there. But every time you end it, you know, you pull a knot. And then you're just going to put it on the side here and sew. But I'm going to sew it down to the leg here. So right now I'm at the top of the head and I'm going to go straight down. Because the ears are already kind of stuffed. The ears and the, I guess it's the horn. But I'm just connecting the stitches right to left. As closely as I can anyway. Make them look nice. And then we're just going to go from there. But that's the idea. And, you know, I figure I'll finish him off. Try to finish him off this morning before I go out. If not, I'll finish him a little bit later. But I really enjoyed making this. It was kind of funny. I mean, it's like a hanger. Well, they said it's sort of, I think they said it's like a pot, not a pot holder. But you could use it as a trivet. Although I wouldn't. Like, I would make this in cotton and use it as a trivet. But this is acrylic, so this would burn if I were to put this on a like a hot pan on here. It would melt. But yep. Let me see anybody else. Oh, Shatika's here. Good morning. Good to see you. And if I missed anybody, I apologize. It's hard to see when you've got your phone in the phone holder. So unless people are really chatting, I can't really see. It's not moving that fast, so that's okay. It is what it is. And we're getting down to the leg here, so I'm going to put the leg on. And actually, yeah, I've got a lot of string here, so I'm just going to tuck these little strings in. Just keep going. But I was thinking, yeah, the only thing I really want to do today is just get some fresh food. And then maybe I might make some dinner later. We'll see. I'm not sure. Oh, actually, I can't go that way. I got to go this way because I got to stuff the leg before I sew it on. So I'm just going to go down the side of the leg here. So I've got a pretty long string. I may have to keep going. I may have to add a little bit at the end, but we'll see. See how it goes. Hopefully you can see that. Yep. It's looking good. All right now. Yep. I forgot I got to stuff the leg a little bit. Yeah. But I'm just sort of going around the circumference of this guy, and then we'll go from there. Yep. Yeah. But thank you all so much for coming in. I appreciate the support. It's always amazing. And hopefully Nightbot said hello to you when you came in, if you typed. Thank you to the lurkers. Anybody hanging out? Yeah. But this is fun. This is fun for me. This is like my little creative outlet, so that's what I'm doing. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I just did not feel like I could have done a video. I don't know. It's like today I just haven't been in the mood, you know. One day I'll be in the mood. I'll make some more. I haven't made a ton of videos lately, but I haven't really been so moved. So I'm gonna get there. But these live streams are fun because I would be doing this anyway. It's a little bit scarier under camera, but that's what happens. Let's see here. All right, now stuff the leg, and then I got this side done. Pretty much do 2 more stitches. Okay. But I'm always living on the edge. Living on the edge. Let's do a couple more. And I'll connect it to the other leg. And I think we're good. Yep. Make sure it all connects. Don't want to leave any holes. All right. Put a knot there. Got it. Yep. close this up just a little bit more. Yeah, sometimes you get to these edges and you see a little hole, but you fix it. All right, so there we go. Take that needle out. Okay, let's see. So we got a leg, so I'm gonna stuff it here. Give him a little stuffing. Forgot to stuff here. Just a little bit. Okay. There we go. All right, gotta sew that up a little bit there. Very good. But anyway, it's looking good. So we got 3 legs on. Here's the last one. A little fuzzy. But anyway, I'll put this here so you can see. But there's the cow. Let me see if I can get him in the shot here. There we go. There's the cow. So I went to Tractor Supply yesterday. They had some chicks and some ducks. And, you know, every time I see them, I go, oh, I want to get some. But then I'm like, oh, man. Babysitting. When you get those live animals, it's a commitment. And since I like to run around, it's kind of hard for me to commit. So, but, you know, since the chickens are so high, we got Bonnie. Oh, hey, Bonnie. Thank you for coming in. Cute. Oh, we got Morris here. Hey. And Suzanne's back. Yes, we got Susan and Suzanne. Nice. All right now. Yep, so I'm putting this cow together. So he's almost done. I put a little stuffing in his belly, not too much though. But this is one of these old patterns from I think the 90s. And I'm just gonna sew them up here. Just show you the process. I gotta put this last leg on here. So I'll put this leg on. Actually, let me do that first. Put the leg on, I'll stuff it, and then we'll finish. Yeah. But anyway, so it's a real basic, it's kind of a rectangle. You do the little spots and sew them on the Holstein cow. And then you do both sides. So and I was debating on just leaving the front. I was thinking of putting what's that called? I was thinking of putting felt maybe, but then I said no, just finish it. Stop playing. That's what I always do. Stop playing, Kelly. So let me put this in here. Sew this on. See how this goes. And yeah, we'll try it. We'll try to finish him. I'm gonna finish him. Let's see. It's been 17. Wow, a little longer than I thought. But I'm not a fast worker. I sort of follow my own speed. I'm not a speed crocheter or a speed. Let's see. I'm gonna put it here. Yep. So I'm gonna just do this. Start with the sides here. I'll stuff his leg and then I'll connect it. Yep. Let's see. Do I want to do that there? I'm gonna do it. No, I gotta go this way. Gotta go this way. Yep, this way. Here we go. Do this piece here. But I'm sort of putting this together on the fly. I mean, I know the idea of it, but you sort of have to go with what you have. And so I'm just going to sew the end here. Then I'm going to stuff it a little bit, give it a little stuffing. And I could really stuff this more. And I may actually go back and stuff it. And I'll use it as the thumbnail when it's done. Yeah. But it's, I did the hard part a couple weeks ago. And then I said, oh, do I want to put it back on? I don't know, blah, blah, blah. Talking to myself here. Yep. Okay, so I got that connected. Then I just want to sew up. I'll sew up this side here. I think I have enough string to finish it here. So we'll do this side here. And I'll start to stuff it. Keep going. So how's it going, Bonnie? Bonnie, are you working today or are you off? I think Bonnie. Are you sneaking a break? I know sometimes she usually works on Friday. Yes. All right, I'll stop it right there. Keep going. Do this other side here. And then I'll 1, 2, yeah, and I can stuff it from the other side. Okay. That's looking good. Nice. But I'm just using every scrap that I have. Let me see anybody else come in. Cannot see. Oh, there's Brian Lynn. Hello. Thanks for the pink poop. I'll say fuchsia. Fuchsia? That's what they call it on YouTube. Ah, they crack me up. Yes. I love all those things on YouTube. The emojis, they're pretty funny. Yes. How are you doing today? Give the cow a name. Oh, okay. Well, you guys want to give the cow a name? I have no idea. I think they think they called it the Happy Holstein, is what they called it in the pattern. But that's boring. Happy Holstein. Yes. Oh, Renee. Bessie. I knew you were going to say that. I had a feeling you were going to say Bessie. Because I had I used to work with a lady named Bessie. That made me laugh. And you know what's so funny about Bessie? Bessie was like 40 years old, and that was the name her parents gave her. And I went, wow, that's terrible. Because you're, oh, fuchsia poop? I don't know, Ryan. Put a knot here. I had a cow named Betsy that I used to have to milk. Okay, Renee. Yeah, Renee's a real farmer. I'm like, yo, I don't know how you do it. You know what I mean? I'm just like, that's just crazy. That whole farming situation cracks me up. You know what I mean? Not cracks me up, but it's just so crazy the amount of work you have to do. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so Renee can tell you. Let me get in the shot there. So I'm just going to put a little stuffing in there. And then I got to sew the other side. And then, but anyway, I put a little stuffing here. I have to sew both of these sides here. And then connect it here. So I got some, little bit of, that's probably too short. Let me see. Do I have a longer piece? Yeah, here's a longer piece. So I think I'll use that. But anyway, yeah, poor Renee. Yeah, she said she had to do all that. So I'm like, ugh. In my mind, I want to be a farmer, but not really. Yeah. In my mind, I'm like, yeah, let's farm. No. No, no, no. Let's see. Needs a tail. Yeah, she doesn't have a tail. Yeah, I'll have to do a, maybe I'll embroider one, do a little, couple strands of yarn or something. You have to figure that out. You have to see what the tail looks like. See, it's weird. Like, I don't really, we have cows around here, but not really. We don't have dairy cows around here. We have mostly the Holsteins. Not the Holsteins. We have the Black Angus around here. So you know what those are. Yeah. So I never, they're hard to see. And I never get close to one. You know what I mean? But, yeah. I'll have to see I think I know what a cow's tail, but maybe Renee can tell me. I think it's a little skinny thing, right? And it's usually dark. Think so. Kind of long tails with bushy end. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, because I know like the Black Angus are so big, you can't really get near them, so I can't really get a good vision of what they look like. But we have a few Holsteins down the road here. Like we have a dairy farm. It's such a sad story, but so what happened was there was a family. I think they went bankrupt during the 2020 situation. I think this family went bankrupt, and they had one cow, and they had this huge property, but it really had nothing on it. It just had a couple of barns and stuff. And they have horns. Yeah, yeah. So these are the horns here. Yeah. Yep. So those are they're kind of a softer horn. They're not really like a crazy hard horn. Let me see if you can see that there. Yep, here we go. But yeah, they have the horns are kind of soft on this pattern, and I followed it pretty close to the pattern. So I'll have to check out a tail. And I'll put it on the I'll have to put it on the thumbnail. But anyway, what happened was this farm had it was just like they had one cow and they had this huge pasture and a really long driveway. And my daughter used to ride the bus with these people, because we have like one high school, one elementary school. Well, we have one and a half we have two elementary schools actually, but everybody basically goes to the same school forever. The middle school and the high school are connected. Well, anyway, they had, oh, Aisha's here. Hello, thanks for coming in. So what happened was they went bankrupt during 2020, I believe, and they got evicted, I think. So they had to leave this farm. It's a really cute farm. And it was like old. They had this old house and everything. And then what happened was they they sold this farm to another family. Another family bought the farm, and then they turned it into this mega. I mean, they have a house that looks like Dallas. I don't know if you remember that show, but the house was just huge. They built like a huge house with a huge barn, and they had like a lot of cows and everything. And then they opened a creamery, which was nice because we really like our area is terrible with restaurants and supermarkets. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, I'm back. Hopefully this will stay out till I get like 90% of this done. I'm almost done. But these people bought the farm, opened this creamery. It's really successful. And oh, Aisha, a cow. Oh boy, that's a nice name though. And Aisha saying hi. And so what happened was the father had some kind of an accident and he passed away. So I don't know who. I guess the rest of the family's working this farm, and the farm's big. I mean, they actually expanded it so it has like a bunch of dairy cows, and they have a couple of Texas Longhorns, and so they're doing what's it called, meat and dairy. And I was like, wow. But the poor father passed away just as they hit this big success, and that is so tragic. Like I couldn't believe it. So, but anywho, yeah, like I said, they basically bulldozed the old house. I don't know how they were able to do it because it was really historical. It looked like one of those old farmhouses from back in the day. And but they opened this business, and we went there for the first. We It's weird. Like they built this creamery about a mile from their house, and it's on a main road or whatever. And I, so I don't know why. Like I was kind of it was so crowded, like we could never get in there. And so my husband and I started going to this other creamery up the street. Now it's far away, but the kids went to school with my kids or whatever, and it's really good. But anyway, the lady was on Instagram. This is like the side note, the positive thing. So the poor family passed away. The father died in the. He had like some weird farm accident, and then but the creamery is doing great. And then what they did was they tore down another old farmhouse and made this creamery. It has a farmer's market on one side and then the creamery on the other slash restaurant. And that place is packed. And so they're doing really good. But anyway, but the second creamery that we were going to more frequently was on Instagram because the lady is an Eagles fan, the Philadelphia Eagles. And she was on the news and in the in the paper and everything, and she put little Eagles jackets on her cows. So it's crazy. Yeah, so these people are having a blast. And that farm is really nice. Yep, I've got two legs done here. I got to trim him. Almost done here, guys and ladies, guys and girls. There we go. Let me move that. So anyway, so we have little bit of dairy going on here, which we didn't really have dairy until about like 2 years ago. Everything's looking good. Yes, I just got to close this guy here. And then I have a little side thing. Oh, this guy, I got to close him off. Let me close him off. But yeah, it's interesting. So I'll have to make the tail a little bit later because I'm going to probably dip off in a few. And but I appreciate everybody hanging out here. Yay! Yes. So anyway, so sad and happy stories. That farming life is hard. I guess that's what I'm saying. But they're working hard and they're doing so well. And I said, man, I just it's amazing. Like because like I said, we really were needing some. Oh hey, Miss Shirley O.G. Gardner, thanks for coming in. So we really needed some like supermarkets or whatever you want to call it around here. So you can get produce over there. They have, and what else do they have? They have produce. Their famous thing is they do that sausage gravy for breakfast, which I should not be eating any of that, and biscuits. But I do like that. Every now and again, I might make some myself, though. Whoops. This knot is not big enough. Let me make it a little bigger. But yeah, I really like that stuff. So I don't know. So, what I mean? I'm on the edge of farming. So, but I don't really have the training. And I guess that's why I'm afraid to do it because I don't want to make a mistake. and then have like catastrophe. You know what I mean? But we need about an acre. Like if we had an acre more of land, we would be considered a farm. And I wish I had thought that through when we bought our place. But anyway, that's a whole nother thing. Because I said, I would probably. Now, we are allowed to have chickens, but I'm not allowed to have any cattle. And I said, I can't believe it because I only need like zero point 0.1 acres. I said, I got to get a variance. Like, I have to tell these people, come on, stop playing. I don't know. I would love to have a cow just to get some milk and cream, honestly. But, like I said, we have two dairies really within almost walking distance. So I'm like, girl, I don't have to do that. But in my mind, I'd like to, in my mind, I go, yeah, we should do it. But I know we can't do it. But Renee Unravel. Anyway, if you want to hook up with people you don't know here, just type Kelly, Kelli, in the chat, and Nightbot will get you out and check each other out. There's really cool people on the channel. We got Miss Shirley's the gardener. Let's see. Susan, I know, is a crafter. Suzanne. We do this other side. And somebody else worked a farm. There's Brian's link, I see. Yep. So if I miss you, just type again. It's just that my phone holder is hiding some of the chat. So I can't see all of it, but I appreciate you coming in. And so here's the last little corner. But I will have to put the tail on later. So maybe I'll do that later on. And I think Rosalie's doing the live stream tonight. And I may finish it before then. But I know my husband wants to go out and get some air, which I'm going to do that too. Need to keep my walking up. Yep. Here's the last little piece. I'm going to put a little more stuffing. And I could actually make this fatter. But this is supposed to be like a pot holder or a trivet. It's got a little belly on it. That's not bad. Okay. But I'll finish this last little piece here. Then I'll wrap it up. Yes. So anyway, but that's that. Okay. Everybody's saying hello. Cowie. Yeah. I like the face. See, I made the face that the lady had. It was kind of like a smiling cow. I thought that was funny. And then, like I said, she did these little soft horns. Like they weren't too hard. And I like the wild ears. They're kind of funny. But yeah, I'll have to put the tail on later and fix that for everybody. But you have to check it out. But yeah, I just think it's hilarious. But like these old patterns are fire. They really are. And I've been buying a lot of them. I really probably shouldn't be buying anything. But every time I get, nearby, I go, oh man, I keep finding more of these. Let me see if I have. I'll show you just a couple before I go. And I've been buying like really weird vintage yarn too, which I probably shouldn't be buying. But if I see it every now and again, I just, whoops, got a couple of strings here. I'll have to tie that off, but I'll cut that. I try not to have too many strings. But I think I'm going to tie a knot just for extra. Then we'll trim it. Yeah. Yep. See, there we go. But the cow's name is Bring It. Is funny. Okay, maybe we'll do that. If anybody else has any other ideas. So I'm just laughing. Brian cracks me up. He cracks me up. And Brian's a gamer. And what else do you show us your church? I've been there a few times. And so we can all use it. I'll tell you. In this crazy world we're living in. It's crazy. Yep. Oh, Sweet Pea Sid's here. Hello. Good to see you. Sorry, you're a little hidden by my phone holder. But I figure I'll finish this off. And I got to put the tail, because I don't have my black or brown nearby. I'll have to do that. Let's see. And Sweet Pea Sid's saying, speaking to Lydia, that's good. All right, so we did it. So let me show you Cowie, or Mr. IBringit, or Bring It, or Bessie. we Happy Holstein. But there it is. So It's really cute. And if you do this in cotton, which I would recommend highly, I just use some old scrap acrylic. And yeah, see, this stuff looks old and ridiculously gross. But I just stuffed it a little bit. Even though you probably shouldn't stuff it if you're going to use it as a trivet. But I figured I would just use it as a decoration. I'm going to put a little string up here and probably hang it. But there it is. There's the cow. And I think it was really cute. And I love these old patterns. They're awesome. Yes. Bessie, bring it every day. Okay, 14. That's nice. Yes. There we go. But there's Bessie. So I did it. So anyway, so if you see this pattern on Etsy, please do not buy it. I'm just going to be mean so this lady took this pattern and then and actually has the same picture. Like the picture looks just like this, and pretty much took it from the book. So don't do that. Make your own patterns. Yes, too cute. Thank you so much. So I'm enjoying that. But I'll show you before I go some really funny yarn that I picked up, which is terrible. I shouldn't be buying any of this, but I had to get this because this is crazy. But I'll show you this real quick. So here's Goodwill, $2.99. Not bad. But this is all from Kmart. I don't know if you can. It's Sayel, and there's Kmart. And it's these weird 70s colors. It's like chartreuse, yellow, and cream. Then this one is brown, orange, and cream. And this one here is this Kmart? Easy Pull Knit Skein. Worsted weight, 99 cents it was. Yeah, look at that. And then here's another. Oh, here's this one. Yeah, this is Sayel. And this is orange, burgundy, and cream. You see it's all Kmart. And this one, Kmart. Purchasing sufficient of this color at one time to complete your article, making sure it is all the same dye lot number, as the next lot of this color may differ slightly in shade. Manufactured in USA for the SS Kresge Company. Troy, Michigan, 48084. Yeah, that's crazy. So I said, I love these. These colors are terrible, but I love them. It's crazy. You have some vintage. Yeah, so I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but I'm gonna do something crazy. And but I had to have it. I was like, and then I found another bag that had 3 more of this one. So I've got 4 skeins of this now, which is good. Only one of, well, there's only one of each of these, which is a problem. But I have 4 of these now. So I spent, let's see. I spent, it was a little bit cheaper than that. It was under $3. I think it was on special. So it was like half off. So I spent like $3 and I got all these skeins of yarn, which is good. Yeah, so I got really lucky. So I'm going to use this, but I really like this weird vintage yarn. But I always like to make sure there's nobody alive in here, if you know what I'm saying. So that's what I do with these, with these things. But anyway, but there's the cow. Let me see, I'll put it this way. But there's the cow, and I'll finish it off. But anyway, I'd like to say thank you so much, everybody. Yes, I remember using that. Oh, yeah, and the red one, lobster. Oh, that's actually good. Ooh, so maybe I'll try that. Yeah, the red one's really pretty, and I got a couple of skeins of that, so I know I can do something a little bit bigger. That's cool. Yeah, in the 70s. Isn't that crazy? I can't see the date on it, but I guess when I open it up, I'll have to check it out. But I noticed that, a lot of these ladies, not to make you shop, but if you like weird vintage yarn, I noticed that there seems to be a trend of people destashing that right now. In the last couple of weeks, I've been seeing a lot more of that, so that's pretty cool. Yep, so have a good day. It's yucky, stormy, rainy here. Okay. Yeah, that's a bummer. And I think we're on the edge of that, Bonnie. It doesn't know what to do. Oh, thanks for the hearts. Yeah, I appreciate it. All right, now. Well, listen, thank you so much. Check out each other's channels. And, I appreciate all the nice people that come in here and cheer me on. It's pretty awesome. Got a little following, so it's cool, cool, cool. Yes. So have a good, not weekend, but, just enjoy. And, yeah, we'll see you soon. But anyway, take care. And yeah, this is good. We love it. All right now. Oh, Ryu Gaming, good to see you. Dreamland, here I come. Okay, have a good one, and thanks for coming. Yep, so this is good. All right, well, thank you so much. Please give everybody a thumbs up. Check out each other's channels, and have a rest of your day. Yes. All right now. Take care. Bye bye.